Hello everyone, welcome back to Bella's Big Adventures. My name's Sue and today I've come along to our motorhome, which is a Hymer Masterline BL i880. We've had it now for 15 months and I promised after 12 months I'd give it a good review and do some likes and dislikes if I had any, and things that if you're considering buying one you might consider speccing or not, as the case may be. So let's get into it. I'm going to give you 5 likes, 5 dislikes, and then definitely things to spec and definitely things not to spec and waste your money on. First up on my list, and possibly the thing that annoys me most about this whole vehicle, is the table. As you can see, it's a fixed size. It does move backwards and forwards. I'll show you. There is a handle here that you pull down and that allows you to slide the table backwards. It's quite stiff, it probably needs oiling, and forwards, and to pull it out so that somebody could sit on that side, so that people sitting here can also access. Pushed as far back as it will go and as far over this way as it will go. The gap there is not that big. Now I have got the chair swiveled around and they have cut the corner off it, so you know you can go sideways into it like so and you get through. But when your chair is rotated into the driving position, if you need to get out of the vehicle while you're driving along or you've stopped at a services or something, this gap is tiny. It's a hand and a half's width. And with the best will in the world, I know I'm not skinny, but that is quite tight. They do a circular table which has a beautiful oak surround like the rest of the vehicle around it with a white top, and it expands into an oval shaped table. And it's much more in keeping with the quality and finish of this vehicle than this one. But apparently the reason it's here is because this is a 5-seater, 5-bed van. And I'll show you what I mean. You can, by adjusting this lever here, lower the table all the way down to the ground. As you can see, the table lowers down and there is a square cushion that fits there level with the banquet seating. And then there's an infill panel that goes here which has a cushion the same height and 2 legs that sit here, and that makes a single bed for a small child across there. You do also have this drop down bed. Now I've extended the bed down. This is electronic version, you can get a manual, and I'm tempted to say go for the manual if you have the option, because the gas struts on the drop down bed tend to give a little eventually. Obviously, if you pull out these extension sections and there's a cushion that fits in there, you can sleep long ways that way. These are here to support it, and this 100 kilogram maximum weight is for actually this section only, not the whole bed. Obviously it'd be useless otherwise. That's just so you don't put all your weight on this section. If you have your bed in this configuration with both sections out, sleeping long ways, maybe 2 teenagers and a small child, you need the ladder to get down because you can't stand on the sofa underneath, which is what they're expecting you to do, I think. You also can't sleep underneath it. So it's there. It's an occasional use bed, I would say, because there's the gaps and you would possibly need a mattress topper. Obviously you might not want to use this, in which case you could have 2 people up there and 1 person down here. Yes, generally the drop down bed's fabulous. It's really comfortable. We haven't used these pull out sections because we can just sleep sideways. It's long enough for my husband, who's over 6 foot, to get on, as well as myself. So it's plenty big enough as a double bed. Basically you don't need these extra bits, I don't think, but maybe if you wanted to get 3 children in a row, that would be an option. My next bugbear, number 2 on the list, are these side blinds. Now don't get me wrong, they're made of a beautiful material, they're nice and thick, they've got a bit of a sheen on them, they're even a nice colour, and they're magnetic, and they attach to the side here. You have to gather them all together and get them into this small gap here, and there are Velcro pads there and there. The thing that holds them back to those Velcro pads, however, is behind the curtain. They're quite stiff and you do have to have the knack of gathering it together and hoping it doesn't pop out while you're doing it. It doesn't take that long, but if it's hot like it is today, it can be a little bit annoying. So there they are behind, and on this occasion, I don't know if you can see that, the tabs are actually out from behind this. Quite often while you're folding this back, they get stuck behind here, and that gap is quite small. I mean, I can just get my fingers in. So if you've got stubby fingers, sometimes it's really hard to get these out, to velcro them back into here. The third thing on my list is actually not a Hymer issue as much as a Mercedes issue, possibly, and that's the bonnet access. Getting into the engine compartment is nigh on impossible. The space is really small. So putting water in for the window washers, or putting oil in, or anything like that is a bit of a pain in the backside, to be honest. Another thing on the list is the hinges on the outside storage compartments. On the gas tank, there are gas struts that hold the door up for you, so you can get the gas tank in and out very easily. On the other doors, there are lift and latch hinges, and they get bent really easily. The previous owner, who had this vehicle for all of 6 months, somehow managed to damage it, possibly trying to put it back down and not lifting it properly, and then ended up sawing a little bit out. Anyway, we've taken the hinge off. Why they couldn't just specify the gas hinges, I don't know. They're much easier. You don't have to fiddle about, and because the door lifts upwards into your face, if you're trying to get things out and getting it on the hook, it's just a little bit fiddly. One thing this vehicle doesn't have is reverse parking sensors. So if you're reversing into a tight space, there's no beep, 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 beep to tell you how close to something you are. There's a camera, a reversing camera, and it's good as long as you realise that you're closer than it looks on the camera. I reversed into the service point over there the other day, and when I got out, I was expecting to be a good 3 or 4 feet away from 2 metal posts that stop you hitting the water supply, and I was actually only a foot away. Now, you learn, obviously. I haven't hit anything, but reverse parking sensors would be a good idea. I don't know whether they're an option you can choose, but if they are, go for it. And at number 5, oddly enough, it is an accessory that was added by the previous owner, and that's the hoover. It's a Dometic hoover. It has a very long pole. I'll put a picture in here for you. It does reach all the way down the van, but it's cumbersome. The pipe gets in your way. That area in the garage has to be kept clear, or you have to move things out of the garage out of your way. And also you have to plug it in by pushing it through the stairs under the bed. So all in all, it's a bit of a waste of money, in my opinion. And I've bought myself a Shark. I'll show you that in a second, and I'll put a link to the description, because it's a rechargeable one. It has 2 batteries, and it charges quite quickly. It stores in the garage. It doesn't take up a lot of space. Much better option, much cheaper option too. Okay, time to move on to the things I love about it. Now, one of the biggest sales points for me on this van, it is a large van, it's 8.89 metres long, is the washroom. I have to say, it's a huge bonus. As you can see, if I step back, I've closed off the door to the bedroom, so it makes it private if you've got people, not family, sleeping in the drop-down bed. And it makes an ensuite bathroom. So if I just go in here, you obviously have the sink and drawers and storage, and you have your wardrobe space here with drawers. And if you open this door and close it off, you have got an ensuite bathroom. There is a toilet with a SOG fitted, also a good bonus. Nice full length mirror here. Hanging hooks for your dressing gown or towels. You've got a beautiful big shower, loads of room. You can do the funky chicken in that. There is acres of space for you to wash, dry yourself without banging your elbows on the wall. If you're having a shower, you're not getting the toilet wet. Quite a lot of the vans we looked at, the shower was in the toilet room, even with a screen round. Things get wet, the floor gets wet. There are cupboards all the way around the bedroom area, shelves there, more storage here. There's even storage in the steps. There's storage under the bed. Having a double height Arctic pack floor, we have storage in the floor. And if you've watched our full tour of the van, you will know there is acres of storage in here, and the payload to take it. So, as I said, Item number 2 is storage and the sheer volume of it. There is storage in the floor, there's storage in the overhead lockers, there's storage in the garage. The garage was upplated to take 450 kilograms, so you could easily put a scooter, a couple of bikes, barbecue, awning, whatever else. And this vehicle is on a 5.5 ton basis. It was upplated from a 4 ton vehicle, so there's plenty of payload. There's over 1,300 kilograms, I think. So next on the list is something super simple, and I think quite a lot of vehicles have it now, and that's the dimmable LED lights. They have made mood lighting in every single room. Even under the awning you can dim the lights. I think possibly the only lights that don't dim are these ones here, and they're sort of spotlights for reading. And under counter lighting, which also dims, you've got floor lighting, which also dims. So as you can see, it also works in the bedroom, the bathroom, even under the awning outside, which is brilliant. You don't always want bright light in your eyes if you're chilling out in the evening, trying to wind down before bed. It's really nice to have a little bit of soft lighting. Next on the list really has to be the comfort of the driving position. It's a Mercedes, as I said. We've got beautiful leather steering wheel. The seats are comfortable. You can drive for hours and hours, and we have really soft, beautiful plush leather, nice supports around the edges so you don't get tired. The whole vehicle is super comfortable. All the bench seating's really soft and plush and comfortable, doesn't give you dead legs or anything like that. The beds are super comfortable. As you can see, you've got the Foley system under the mattress, and look how thick the mattress actually is already. I do have a little memory foam topper, but that's just me because I like it soft. These springs are really good idea. And it helps with the moisture and heat, so you don't get any condensation or mould going on underneath your bed. Next on the list, which I actually don't think we could actually do without, is the self-levelling system. It's a big expense, I have to say. Obviously we didn't spec it, it was already on the vehicle, but having had it, I don't think I could ever go back to not having it. Box on the wall by the step. You press the on button, all these light up to tell you how uneven you are. We always put it on automatic and press up to get the vehicle started, and off it goes and sorts itself out and does the levelling. And finally, the last thing on my list really is the power pack that was a lithium pack that you can upgrade to. It has 1 Varta battery and 2 lithium batteries and 2 solar panels which are 90 watts. When we were speccing the vehicle we were going to buy new, we were going to get the 135 watt solar panels. The batteries last a really long time. We live in a sunny country, so the 290 watts have done their job brilliantly. Maybe if you were living in a cloudier country, maybe in the UK, or wanted to be off grid, or were living in your van permanently, then I would say put as much solar on the roof as you possibly can. Afford and get as many lithium batteries in your vehicle as you can afford. They're not cheap, I know. Right, so that seems to be my top 10, possibly a little extra 1 or 2 thrown in there for good measure. So to summarise, if you're thinking of buying a Hymer i880 or 890, then what would I suggest you specify? Well, if I had a choice and I had chosen what went in this vehicle, the things that I couldn't live without are: number 1, the levelling; number 2, the solar panels and lithium batteries; number 3, the air conditioning. Living in a hot country, I am melting here because I've had to turn it off. Number 4, extra power sockets. The more sockets and USBs, USCs, whatever you can get into your vehicle, the better. There is an optional extra to do that. We do also have the outdoor shower in the garage, and having a dog in tow, it's perfect, because if you go somewhere muddy or sandy, you can wash them off outside, kids as well as dogs obviously. So the outside garage shower is definitely worth the extra cost. Another thing I possibly would have added, if it was possible, is a barbecue point on the outside. Now, our gas tanks are over on the driver's side and the awning is over on the passenger side. So really, I would want the gas point to be on this side of the van and the tanks are on the opposite side. So I'm not sure whether they can do that or not. But if you could have one near the awning, then a barbecue gas point would be great. And the other thing which we could upgrade to, and may still do, is refillable gas bottles. I know that in the UK especially LPG pumps are becoming more scarce. But here in Europe, they're pretty much everywhere. It's still quite cheap. Now, on to things that I definitely wouldn't spec. The hoover, obviously, as I've said before, it is a complete waste of money and costs an awful lot for what it is. The other thing is the satellite dish on the roof. There's an entertainment package that came with this, and it has a large television, pop-up television, and a small television in the bedroom. We've never used the one in the bedroom. We've never used the satellite dish. You need a card for it, like a Sky card or some other supplier. But these days, most people stream things they want to watch. So, you know, if you've got a Fire Stick or something like that, you can plug it into the big television or your laptop. The other thing I would change, obviously, is the table. It is an optional extra cost for the nice round table with the beautiful oak edging, and it's not cheap. It's about 1,200 euros or something, but definitely worth it. This is the bane of my life, bumping into this table. I wouldn't specify an oven. Now, I know people will be throwing their hands up in the air saying you can't live without an oven. We have lived for 15 months without one. Most European vans don't have ovens. I know most UK vans do. Maybe it's the weather? I don't know. But I can honestly, hand on heart, say we have never missed having an oven in this vehicle. The hob is fantastic, and we have a Ramoska, which you can cook a whole roast dinner in. You know, the cost and weight ratio between a Ramoska or, say, an air fryer and just your hob, don't even need a microwave. What do people use them for? We generally use them for jacket potatoes and reheating a cup of tea that we might have left to go cold. I would definitely go for the Arctic package. It means you can use your motorhome all year round. It's nice and cozy and warm. The double height floor gives you loads of storage space, and it protects your gas tanks and things like that. So, you know, if you're going to spend a lot of money on a vehicle, you want to make as much use out of it as you possibly can so you can go on big adventures. As I say, this vehicle was second hand. We didn't get to specify anything we wanted. So considering that I didn't get to choose, there isn't very many things in it that I would change. And the things that annoy me are minor niggles. So 15 months down the line, am I happy with our purchase? You bet. It's the best decision we ever made. I hope this helped you out. If you've got any questions, anything you are wondering about, let me know and I'll do my best to answer them for you. Well, I think that might be it for me today. If you haven't subscribed yet, do consider it. It does help the channel. And ring that bell. You'll get notifications of any new videos that we have out, and then you won't miss any of Bella's big adventures. So bye for now. Thanks for watching.